the solution of homogeneous differential equation and based on the examples, and also the solution of the homogeneous equation under the some conditions also we have seen the example. So in this session we are going to take the topic that is inverse differential operator. Inverse differential operator and the particular integral that is also indicated by P. So today we are discussing the inverse differential operator. What is the inverse differential operator and what is the particular integral? Here in generally we know that capital D indicate the d by dx. Here suppose derivative of some function. So our example, derivative of some function is equal to another function. For example, derivative of sin x is equal to cos x, like that. Derivative of g of x is equal to some other function. We are considering it as capital F of x. Now I am taken an integration on both sides. Then integration of f of x is equal to integral of derivative of function is equal to function that we have already know that integral of d by dx of f of x is equal to simply f of x. So is an inversal operation. This is called an inversal operation. Inversal operation is an inversal operation. So equivalently we can write it as take a d onto the RHS side, 1 by d f of x into dx is equal to g of x. Now we have to compare it here. The operator 1 by d, that stands for the integration. Left it dx. Just take a 1 by d onto the RHS side. Take this d on this side. 1 by d f of x is equal to g of x. Now comparing these two, if the RHS is same, then LHS is also equivalent. So instead of integration, here it is 1 by d. That is nothing but the operator 1 by d stands for the symbol integration. 1 by d stands for the integral. Is called an, so this is called an inverse differential operator. Inverse differential operator means you just have to be remember d is nothing but the derivative, 1 by d is nothing but the integral. So for the integral we use the symbol 1 by d. Similarly 1 by d square represents a second integral. 1 by d cube represents a triple integral. 1 by d raised to 4 represents a fourth integral. So like that, etc. Will stands for the successive integrations. Will stands for the successive integration. Take down the some example. So 1 by derivative of x square is equal to integral of x square with respect to x, that is x cube by 3. Now 1 by derivative of cos x is equal to integral of cos x with respect to x is plus sin x. 1 by derivative of e raised to x is equal to 1 by d square of e raised to x is equal to double integral of e raised to x. First integral is e raised to x by a. Again the integral is equal to e raised to x divided by a square. So here you can see here in the everywhere we didn't consider a constant c here. We just taken this in order to have a specific expressions. We are neglecting the integral constant. Means we omit the constant of integration in order to have a specific expression. That is the important note of this integration. That is we omit the constant of integration in order to have a specific expression. In order to have a specific expression, we are going to omit the integral constant. So next, before going to the next topic here, so you just have to remember the difference between particular solution and general solution. Difference of these two I have already told in the beginning of this chapter. Particular solution is the solution of the given differential equation which is free from the arbitrary constant. General solution is the solution which have included with the arbitrary constant. General solution is the solution of the differential equation which having the arbitrary constant as its arbitrary constants in the solution. But in the particular solution, the solution which is free from the arbitrary constant, that solution will be considered as a particular solution here. So what is the, so next I am going to take the topic that is particular integral. So before going to directly the particular integral here, suppose if a is a constant, let us find 1 by d minus a f of x. 1 by d stands for the integration. Then what is the 1 by d minus a? What is the meaning of 1 by d minus a? How to simplify this? Come to the solution. Suppose 1 by d minus a f of x is equal to y. Then y into d minus a is equals to f of x. When you open the bracket, d into y is nothing but the dy by dx minus a into y is equal to f of x. So when you compare with your standard equation dy by dx plus py equal to q, which is a linear differential equation, whose solution is in generally for the dy by dx plus py equal to q, we have y into e raised to minus x into f of x into e raised to minus ax into dx. That we have in general solution of the linear differential equation. Y into e raised to minus ax is equal to integral f of x into e raised to minus ax into dx, where the e raised to minus ax is nothing but the y into e raised to minus ax is equal to f of x into e raised to minus ax into dx. So that is the solution of the linear differential equation. Now y is equal to, send this e raised to minus ax onto the RHS side. That becomes 1 by e raised to minus ax into integral of f of x into e raised to minus ax into dx. That can also be written as 1 by e raised to minus ax can be taken to the numerator, that is e raised to ax into integral of f of x into e raised to minus ax dx. Call this one as equation 1. You have to multiply the e raised to x to the function only after taking the integration of f of x into e raised to minus ax here. So that is the derivative of, that is the 1 by d minus a f of x is equal to e raised to ax into f of x into e raised to minus ax into dx. Call this one as equation 1. That is the solution for the 1 by d minus a f of x. Clear? If it is simply 1 by d, then directly we take an integration. But suppose it is 1 by d minus a, then we have to follow this procedure. Means no need to take out the entire procedure here. All the procedure is not needed here. Simply we have to take this equation. 1 by d minus a f of x is equal to e raised to x into f of x into e raised to ax into integral f of x into e raised to minus ax. That is the solution of, means that is the procedure of finding the solution of 1 by d minus a f of x here. Now in general, suppose your f of d of y is equal to some function of x, then the y equal to xi of x by f of d. Then y equal to xi of x by f of d here. But we have already said that if f of d of y equal to xi of x, then y equal to yp be a particular integral which is free from the arbitrary constants. Suppose y equal to yp, then this equation is also can be written as yp is equal to xi of x by f of d, where yp is nothing but the particular solution or particular integral is equal to xi of x by f of d. Suppose your xi of x will be given in the form if xi of x is equal to a1 into xi1 of x plus a2 into xi2 of x, then the particular integral can be written as a1 into xi1 of x plus a2 into xi2 of x divided by f of d can be written as a1 into xi1 of x by f of d plus a2 into xi2 of x divided by f of d. Then the particular integral can be found in this form: a1 into xi1 of x by f of d plus a2 into xi2 of x by f of d. That is the procedure when we have to find out the particular integral. So that particular integral is equal to function of x divided by function of d. That is our particular integral. It is just a formula of the particular, means just a initial procedure of the particular integral. Here till we have not come to the point of exactly what is the particular integral. Here we are just seeing the writing of the particular integral is equal to xi of x divided by f of d here. So first we have to see the inverse differential operator. Suppose d is the differential operator, then 1 by d stands for the integral. That is called inverse differential operator. Successively 1 by d square represents the second integral, 1 by d cube represents a triple integral, and so on. So these are called the successive integrations. And in writing of these integration we didn't consider a integral constants. We omit the integral constant just because to have a specific expressions. And the particular solution and general solution difference. In the particular solution which is not have any arbitrary constant, general solution will contain the arbitrary constant in the solution. So next one is, suppose if a is a constant, then how to find out the 1 by d minus a of f of x. To find out the solution of 1 by d minus a of f of x, we have followed the procedure here. 1 by d minus a of f of x is equal to y, then y into d minus a is equal to f of x. We can write it as dy by dx minus ay equal to f of x, which is comparing with the standard form of the linear differential equation, whose solution is y into e raised to minus ax is equal to integral f of x e raised to minus ax into dx. After simplification, we send the e raised to minus ax onto the RHS side. That becomes e raised to ax into integral of f of x e raised to minus ax. That is equal to 1 by d minus a f of x. That is how to find out the solution of this equation. So in the next, in generally, suppose f of d of y equal to xi of x, then y can be written as xi of x by f of d. But suppose f of d of y equal to xi of x, we have already seen that for this function y equal to yp be a particular solution which is free from the arbitrary constant. Suppose y equal to yp be a particular solution, this will satisfy this equation. That can be written as yp equal to xi of x by f of d. That is called particular integral is equal to function of x divided by function of t. Suppose the function of x will be splitted, then we have to apply this denominator to both the function. Means here we have taken if xi of x is equal to a1 xi1 of x plus a2 xi2 of x, then our particular integral is equals to a1 xi1 of x plus a2 xi2 of x divided by f of d. So that is equals to a1 xi1 of x by f of d plus a2 into xi2 of x by f of d. That is how to split the function to the both the functions. So next we are moving to the, here we have seen only the particular integral initial procedure, but how to find out the particular integral, that is different. Here there is a mainly different forms of the particular integrals will be there. So those are called specific forms of particular integral. So what are the specific forms of the particular integral? So there are mainly forms will be there. In that we have only the 3 kinds in this procedure in this syllabus. So in that type 1, what are the specific forms of the particular integral? In the type 1, particular integral is of the form e raised to ax by f of t. Means in generally when you have a function f of d of y equal to xi of x, your xi of x is equals to e raised to ax. For example, d square plus d plus 1 of y equal to e raised to minus 3x. D square plus 5d plus 3 of y equal to e raised to 5x. Like this. Your function of x will be in the form of e raised to ax. Then it is called the type 1. So in the type 1, how to we write down the particular integral? So in this form, to solve the particular integral, that is in the form of e raised to ax by f of d. In this procedure, you just have to replace d by e. d being replaced by a. D being replaced by a, and condition is that f of after replacing that term should not be a 0. Suppose if f of a is 0, then how to continue the procedure? When f when it is replaced by a, if it tends to 0, then you have to write down, then the particular integral is equal to x into e raised to x divided by f dash of a is your particular integral of e raised to ax by f of d. Means if f of a is 0, then you have to write down x into e raised to ax, then you have to take the derivative of f of d. After that you have to replace a d by a. Clear? After replacing d by a, if the f of a tends to 0, then you have to take the derivative of f of d and then you have to replace it by a, and you have to multiply that entire function by x. And here also condition is f dash of a is not equal to 0. Suppose if f dash of a is also tends to 0, then the next procedure is take down x square into e raised to ax divided by f double dash of a. Means you have to take a particular integral is equal to x square into e raised to x into, take the second derivative of f of d and then replace a d by a. That is the procedure of the type 1 particular integral. Suppose the particular integral is in the form of e raised to ax by f of d, then the particular integral is equal to e raised to ax by f of a. Means replace a d by a. And condition is that a denominator should not be a 0. Suppose denominator tends to 0, then our particular integral is equal to x into e raised to x by f dash of a. Here this f dash of a should not be a 0. Suppose f dash of a is again tends to 0, then our particular integral is equal to x square into e raised to x by f double dash of a. Here also the condition that f double dash of a is not equal to 0. Again suppose that is 0, then x cube e raised to x by f triple dash of a is the particular integral. So that is the procedure of the type 1 problems. Here there is some important note. So this results also holds good for the following functions. The result also holds good for the following functions. So what are those functions? So this procedure is also applicable to e raised to ax plus b. Suppose your function is e raised to ax plus b, entire formula is same as it is, just instead of ax you have to write down the ax plus b. That is only the difference. Means e raised to ax plus b divided by f of e, or x into e raised to ax plus b divided by f dash of a. That is the formula. Suppose the function is in the form of e raised to ax plus b. Suppose your RHS is any constant k, then also we can write it as k into e raised to 0 into x. For example, take down here only. For example, d square plus 1 of y equal to e raised to is equal to 5. Then your particular integral is equal to constant divided by function of d. Then you can write it as 5 into e raised to 0 into x divided by d square plus 1. Then your a is equal to 0. Replace a d by 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Then the particular integral is equal to 5. Like that, when the particular integral is, means when the function is constant, then also that is come under the type 1 procedure, where we have to take a equal to 0 and function as e raised to 0x. So that is also come under this procedure. So in the Next note, that is, suppose the function RHS is in the form a raised to x. So that a raised to x can be written as e raised to log a whole raised to x. Consider a log a as a b, then it is e raised to bx, where b is nothing but the log a. For example, d square plus 1 of y is equal to 3 raised to x. Then our particular integral is equal to 3 raised to x divided by d square plus 1. Then we have to write down the 3 raised to x as e raised to log 3 whole raised to x. Then d is replaced by log 3. E raised to log 3 whole raised to x divided by log 3 whole square plus 1. So that is the procedure when the RHS is a raised to x form. So next one is, suppose your RHS is in the form of, means f of d of y equal to xi of x. Suppose your RHS is in the form of sin h ax or cos h ax. That is also come under this type by using the formula for the sin h ax is equal to e raised to ax minus e raised to minus ax divided by 2. Cos h ax is equal to e raised to ax plus e raised to minus ax by 2. Using these two formulas in the RHS of sin h ax and cos h ax, we can convert them to a type 1 problems. And then we have to go with the as usual procedure of simplifying the examples. So keep these 5 notes in the important. Suppose f of d of y equal to psi of x. Then suppose RHS is equal to e raised to ax plus b, then also it is come under the type 1. If the RHS is constant, then also it is come under the type 1. Suppose the RHS is a raised to x form, then also it is come under the type 1. If the RHS is sin h ax or cos h ax, by using these formulas we can take them into a type 1 procedure here.